When I thought about our home and the design of it, and we looked at the Lakeview plan, it worked, but some of the rooms were too small for the things that we needed it to do. We had the luxury of knowing we wanted to become dealers before the house was fully designed. So we thought ahead about, what things did our plan not have that some other standard Gastineau homes might have. One of those was a way to display what a second floor would look like in the Gastineau home. I wanted a way to emphasize the entry of the space. And how does that entry feel warm and cozy if the first thing you see is this big, huge room? So by adding the loft at our entry, it keeps the entry cozier and more personal, but it also allowed us to show a small piece of what a second-story floor would look like. You get the exposed beams, and then the tongue and groove decking provides the ceiling on the first floor and the flooring on the upper floor. It did become a little tricky because the space is small at the doorway, so fitting in the stair, we ended up choosing to go with a spiral staircase because that would take a smaller chute up to the second floor. So if you've got a small place, you want a way to make it its own unique space. Do you put tile at the entry to specify the doorway? Do you want more of a carpet there? Or what is it that makes you feel like you're coming home? How do you make a great room not feel so big? By identifying where the dining room starts, as well as where the living space is, and how the kitchen, if it's open to that area, how does that relate to the home as well? I knew I wanted a kitchen that I could work in, that if people were over at the house and they hung out in my kitchen, I wouldn't be constantly running into them trying to get something done. I like color, and some of the colors that I used in this house actually came from previous houses that we lived in. My powder room paint is close to a light blue paint we had in our first house. Kitchen paint to go with our blue cabinets was the family room paint that we had in our second house that my husband picked out. To keep that feeling going, it's about making it yours, making it reflect who you are. Being the designer, I know that colors have complements. The wood in this house has a bold statement. So when I chose colors, I went bold in a lot of the places, which is why the kitchen's kind of a royal cobalt type blue, and the living room is a deep forest, has the deep forest green added in. But because you see one from the other, I wanted even the blue and the green to kind of work together. We used orange in the office because if you look at some studies, some of them will say that orange helps fuel creativity. So where you want to think and where you want to create, whether it's text or art or, it was something to help inspire the thought processes. And in the 17 and a half or so years that we've lived in this house, we only repainted 2 rooms. Everything else are the same colors that we originally put in this place. because we planned ahead and we made it ours to start with. We weren't looking for what was the most current design options. We were looking for the things that made us happy in our space. And that's part of how you get to where your home becomes yours. And the warmth of the logs just help you feel that comfort, feel that peace, feel that security, that you're definitely somewhere you want to be. We had the flexibility to do what we wanted to with their product. We could use as much wood from them as we wanted to. We could go with drywall in places. We could add the stone on the wall to enhance our view when we're watching TV and the fireplace. You know, we didn't have to do hardwood floor all the way through. We could have carpeted some of it if we wanted to. You know, we split it up with the stone and the tiles, partly because I wanted something where I was comfortable. I wanted the tiles at the main doorway because I wanted somewhere where I was comfortable if it was raining, that someone could walk in, take their shoes off, and feel comfortable doing so. We felt it was easy to kind of take what they had to offer, such as the Lakeview plan, and turn it into a home that we could live in. And they worked with us to make that possible. They took my design ideas and turned it into the floor plan. Not only did they focus on the main floor, that was where all the logs were, but they helped us lay out the basement. They even told us, well, that's maybe something you'd be better off getting locally. We can give you this, maybe you want to check out your sources locally. It made it flexible, made it easier to say, yes, this is the home I want. This is what we want to build to live in, possibly for the rest of our lives. Gastineau's got many floor plan options. Most log homes are custom, even if you start with a standard plan, because everybody puts their own touch on it. You can take your ideas. You can start with a basic plan. You can start with an elaborate plan, and you can turn it into what will make your home yours.